Okay, so we need to go to the ACM Digital Library, which is basically holds all the Chi papers and a lot of the papers in computer science you can find here. So to go there, we just go to dl.acm.org. Okay, and then this is the website. As you can see, there's a ton of stuff going on. If you want to do a quick search, you can obviously just search there. Our task asked us to look for things specifically from Chi. So how we do that is we go here where it says browse the special interest group. So you're going to click in here. And now this will allow you to search by a particular area of computer science, basically. So I'm going to search for Chi for a second, or SIG Chi. Here we go. And you'll see there's a link. I'll click in here. And you'll see now I can search and I can only look at things within SIG Chi, so not looking at things that are outside of that realm. So there's a lot of different subject areas that you can, like if you click in here, HCI design and evaluation methods, it'll show you papers related to that. When I look here, I don't see anything specifically for speech interfaces, so I'm just going to start off with a naive search. Let's first sort of search for speech and see what we find. So speech, what do we have? Most relevant, we need to talk HCI and the delicate topic of spoken language interaction. So that looks like a relevant paper. So I'll just open a new tab. I'll look at that in a minute. Hyperspeech, no. Are you there, Margaret? It's me, Margaret. Speech recognition as a minor. See, some of these things, speech-based interaction, myths, challenges, and opportunities. Okay. Designing speech interfaces. Okay, that looks pretty good. Speech toast. That looks good. Designing speech interfaces. Method for speech deprivation based on deblurring algorithm. Looks okay. One thing I'd like to do is also see if adding additional keywords will help. So I'm just going to click into advanced for a minute. I'm going to look here for speech, so speech or voice. Just add in some of those keywords I had before. Another thing I also wanted to do, I guess we'll just search here, is the assignment asked me to only look at things from 2016, so I'm going to narrow it. There's a little slider here. I'm going to narrow it down to 2016, which should still give me a lot to work with. So I'm going to take a look here. That looks interesting, so I'll just click in. One thing that's interesting, you'll see the results have jumped up a lot because I've added those additional keywords in. But one advantage to putting more keywords in is, although the search results are going to go up, the relevance will also go up in those first couple of lists, because obviously the most relevant papers are going to be hitting all those keywords. Whereas if I just search for speech, speech can mean a lot of different things, but chances are if they hit all those keywords, they're talking about a voice-based interface, a speech interface. They're not talking about some other concept like speech processing or signal processing. So anyways, and then we can sort of go along from there. If I click into one of these articles, one thing I can do is I could actually read the abstract here, and sometimes you'll see that we have a paper or a video that you can also watch, which can be helpful. But if I'm interested, I can read the abstract. The other thing I can do is I can hit Save to Binder, and this is only if you have an ACM account, but those you can sign up for pretty cheap. I think it's like 10 or 15 bucks a year. But anyways, I can create a new binder that just keeps track of speech-related stuff. So I'm just going to create a new binder called Speech, and I'll use this to collect all the speech-related items. One thing I can do is I can also click into the authors, and this will allow me to sort of see the papers that the authors published. So in this case, Gerald Penn, he, as you can see here, he's written a lot on speech-related things, speech and hands-free interaction, designing speech. So you can see this is a guy, if I was to put on, I would probably put on my list just based on what he's done, because you can see a lot of his work is focused on designing speech interfaces and that. So that's definitely one person to start with. And from there, I might want to see, okay, let's see who else has he sort of collaborated with, because chances are if people he's collaborated with are going to be relevant as well. So I can always go through these people now and sort of look at them. So I'm going to look here at, let's take a look at this Stefan guy. I don't know, never heard of him, but let's see. This guy's only published one thing, obviously not that relevant. But if I look at, let's see who else is there. One of his colleagues that I always see published. If I click into Cosmin Montel, you can see that I actually get a decent number of articles on speech-related things. So again, that's sort of my approach. And then, of course, there's Google Scholar and a lot of other tools that you can sort of use. But I just thought I'd make this quick video to sort of demonstrate some techniques I've used.